Okay, so we're continuing the second session after a brief break. In this session, we're going to look at some just few configuration in the SD side. Then we're going to look at the concept of business partner, where we're going to do sales and vendor master configuration. Then we will try to start creating customers and vendors. We'll see if we can achieve that before we move for this, call this session a day. So the first thing we're going to check in the SD side. So go to SPRO, go to SAP, reference, just like we went to finance here. We need to look for sales and distribution. So I'll check down. So just after sales and distribution, you have MM. So go to sales and distribution, go to master data. So we're going to define these business partners. We're going to work on it from the other side, from the FI side. This customer group. Okay. The payment terms we'll do at the FI side. Okay, so what we'll do here now is to define the common distribution channel, define the common divisions, and probably we'll look at then we go to the business partner side and do some configurations. So distribution channels are the channels that the sales team will be using to distribute the services or the item that has been procured. So if we go to define distribution channels, we're going to see that we have already defined one. We did it at the enterprise structure. So it's already here. We're not going to do that. I think we have already defined divisions too. Yes, we have defined divisions. So most of these things we are done at the SD side. Another thing we can look at very briefly is the basic functions where we define routes or routes. Right, so go to routes, define routes. In route, we define the mode of transportation, define the shipping types. I think these are the very two important stuff we need to do. Here in the route determination, we can also define the transportation zone. Transportation, but this route is handled by the TM, transport management consultant, because they are the ones that define the routes and every other logistics arrangement. So routes basically will be handled by the TM, but we'll just define this very two important options. So in routes, go to define routes and click on define modes of transport. We already have them here by standard: rail, sea, inland waterways, air. Yeah, so I don't think there's any kind of transport that is not here. SD person, is there any means of transportation that is missing? Patience. Patience, are you there?
Sorry, I'm here. My mouse is making trouble again. Yes, everyone is there. I think there's highway bill. I think it's postal service, and you have this Incoterms or something like that. I think the other one is maybe what customer they ask, but everything is there. You have road, rail, sea, water, and air. Yeah, the postal service. Yeah.
Shipping types. Let's check the shipping types. Is all the shipping types here? I mean transportation types.
Rail, sea, truck.
That sea should be ship.
Sea should be ship. Yeah, rail is train. Mail is true. I think maybe it goes by bus.
Yeah.
It's by bus, then truck. Truck is trailer now.
Yeah.
Air is missing.
Okay. Yeah.
Car-
So
Airline.
shipping, we we can copy this and say number 5. Shipping types, we can ship through a line.
Airline.
The mode of transport is um, the shipping type. Let me check by standard. Okay, it's not here. So we'll just leave that as the standard. Enter and save. So we've defined one of our shipping types. So every other thing about route transportation is handled by the TM consultant. Here you can define the transportation connection point. This is not the problem of the SD guy. The SD guy is to drive sales. How the inventory or how the goods and services will get to the client is the
Logistic.
job of the transport, logistics. So they do most of these other configurations. Let me see. I think sales. So these are the sales documents that will be used. The sales document header. Yeah, define the document. That document types you were talking about.
Yes.
Define the number range for sales documents, all that. Assign sales area to sales document. So if we look at these things are already defined, but let's look at them. Let's look at define sales document types. You will see they're already there. So they're already here. Inquiry is IN, quotation is QT. So these are documents used for sales. There are many.
We have standard. We have quotations. Cost.
So yeah,
Value.
we have invoice,
Yeah.
consignment, credit memo. Yeah, so we have sales so that the procure to pay, inquiry, quotation, sales
Inquiry
order,
order sales.
invoice, sales order and invoice. Okay, so the documents are all here. They're all existing in their standard form, but it's good to note them down. Service code, sales information, SI, these are all standard.
The
So if
service
they ask you so please note down. There are some documents you might not know.
service quotation, repair quotation. I know those ones are like service. If you are working in service, want quotation for somebody to come and install something for you. So they use this.
There's promotion. There's promotion order.
There is promotional. If maybe there's discount, it comes with discounts, and maybe the discount
is special
order.
It's like a sales order. It's like a sales order document, but it's for quotation.
Quotation, yeah. You have offer.
Okay, so we have sales information.
Yeah.
This is so you can note this down. We have rebates.
Rabat, yeah, Rabat is Rabat is German. Rabat is discounts.
Yeah, some form of discount.
Yeah, they tell you buy 10 glass and you get 1 glass free if you buy 10. That is a rabat. Okay. Yeah. Or you buy for 10, maybe you buy from 20, you get 20% discount. That is a rabat.
Okay. What else? We have contract. Value contract.
Yeah. It's when maybe somebody buy every month 100,000 euro quantity of goods from you. You have to be supplying it every month, 100,000 euro quantity of goods because of production.
Okay. 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 So yeah. So these are basically some of the key sales documents that are available. You can also create your own document.
Yeah. And they depend on the
Yeah.
blueprint.
So yeah, depending on the blueprint, true. So these are convert language. Check number ranges for sales documents. So let's check. Number range prefix. So if you click on the interval, you're going to see that number ranges exist
Mhm.
for sales documents. So it's very, very important that you check. If they don't exist, you need to create yours.
I think this number ranges, it depends on the sales order type. You have to attach it also to the sales document type on each which number, the number range.
Yeah, so that once you post those documents, the number will track the the document you just posted. Okay, so we have the next. My data will soon. Few minutes. Let me just recharge my data before it goes off.
Okay,
Just few
okay.
seconds. Mm, okay, so we have. Okay, just another minute. Okay. Okay, so the next thing for sales, we're
You cannot see your page. So,
going
okay,
to open up. Yeah, hello.
okay, I can hear you now.
You guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, so the next we're going to look for define number ranges for sales. Okay, we have said the number range. Define purchase order types. This is not the job of the SD person. Define other reasons. Um, let's see. This is for purchase order. Okay, so these are reasons for probably if you want to reverse a PO,
Mhm.
damaged in transit, poor quality, and all that. So this is the job of the guy. I don't know why it's here. So let's
It's
go to sales
also
document. You
define
said?
other reason. It's also for us. We use it also other reason. Maybe if somebody buys something, want to return it, and you want to return, and you put the other reason also there.
Yeah, of course. That's what I said.
Okay.
Of course, when you want to return, if you're doing a return on an invoice or a sales order, you have to provide a reason. So there are different reasons here. Like I said, poor quality, damaged in transit, quality discrepancy. So there are more. You can also create yours. Copy and create your own reason. Maybe something else. I don't know. So, but we'll use the standard that is there. Assign sales document to sales area to other reasons. So this is assigning the sales document type and sales orientation. This is not necessary because we are going to be restricting this document to a particular order and to a particular sales organization. So we need to leave it blank. Let all documents be free to interact with these two. So we don't need to restrict any of those documents to a particular sales organization and a particular reason. Usage indicators, replacement sample series. This is for delivery schedule. Not necessary. Assign sales area to sales document type. Now this will also mean that we are restricting this sales organization to a particular reference sales organization. So what this is trying to do is that if for any reason this sales organization is not available, the system will use the reference sales organization.
Yes.
So, but I mean, it rarely happens. So there is no point. This is not necessary. We already have our sales organization. We don't need a reference. But if the business blueprint says that, then you can create another sales organization that would serve as a reference in case this sales organization is not available. You also have distribution channels. We have our distribution channels. So these are just to create references, backups, most likely. So we're not creating any of those reference. If you go to sales document item, you have item categories. For example, if we execute this, you're going to see different item categories: inquiry, service quotation, more like the document types. Cancel. So these are text, non-stock item, value item. These are different item categories that you use when you are creating your items and when you're also creating your sales document. Replace, pick up replacement, send replacement. Okay, repair cost. So item categories, they are like it defines the nature of the item you're creating. So you can create items under a particular item category or under a particular item category group. So this is the group. So these are there by standard. Nothing to do here. You have reason for rejection. You can define reasons why a customer rejected a particular sales order or a particular sales document. You have too expensive, poor quality, delivery date too late, unreasonable requests, blah 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 blah. So SAP has captured most of this. If there's any reason that is not here, so we can add, for example, we can say 55. We'll leave all this open. We can say increase in price. It could be a reason why we are rejecting. So you can add or define all these reasons. Just take note of them. I think we have done something on SD, so let me just So we have billing. Billing is basically invoicing. So we have defined billing types. We have different types of billing documents, rebate correction. I think the one we use mostly is invoice F1, F2.
Okay.
So billing is like another name for billing is invoicing. So after you have done the sales order and delivery has been made, the next thing you do is to bill, right?
Yes. I
So
think
we have different.
it's where our hours stop and finance will take over.
Yeah, that's where SD job stops. So we have different types of billings. Um, we can also define number ranges for billing documents. They're
Yeah.
already there. All these things have been set up.
Yeah.
So we'll rush. We're just going through them so you can refresh your. You can just write them down. All these points I'm picking out. It's good you write them down so that if you have an interview tomorrow, you can just go through with these points,
Mhm.
and this would form part of your when you're doing these configurations. Remember, we're taking this as an internship or a live project.
Mhm.
So you can tell them, you can say, of course, I was part of the team that did some of the configurations around the setting up of the sales document types, assigning number ranges to sales document types,
Mhm.
defining the the item categories,
Mhm.
also talk about billing, configuration of the billing types, assigning number ranges to billing documents, then defining block reasons for billing and also block reasons for sales
Mhm.
documents. Yeah, copying control for billing not necessary. So we have defined blocking reasons for billing. So you can see the different reasons: calculation missing, prices incomplete,
Yeah.
no GRI arrow. So these are very, very important processes that you would discuss when you are discussing. When you say you supported the configuration, these are some of the points that you touched on, or some of the activities that you did outside the enterprise structure we talked about initially. So we have defined complaints reasons, reasons for different complaints from different customers.
Mhm.
So we have this. Let's say if you go to new entries, this is the sales document, this is the billing type, this is the item category. You can assign that to other sales documents. So it's to probably define, but some of these configurations, when you do them, you restrict them to specific areas, and we're trying to avoid that. We want the documents to be free
Mhm.
so that so that when we're running the end-to-end, the user side, we can use them as much as possible. So these are empties. Empties are like okay, these are, yeah, I think they will have to fit with material types. So sometimes when you are, let's check this.
You can read the information about it.
Yes, very, very important. So you can use this stuff here to read more about it. So I think when I did this was we were working on a project with a guy that was dealing in drinks. You know that for example, if you buy crates of minerals, or let's say Coke, soft drinks, you those empty containers, they send it back to the factory.
Mhm.
Yeah, so when you're buying the full bottle with the product inside.
Mhm.
When you're returning empties.
Ah, okay. It's just like
So this
Coca-Cola.
is
Maybe Coca-Cola supply
exactly
customer.
Star, Radler, Heineken.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so those MTs are also inventory items.
Yep. Uh-huh.
So yeah, so the MT update is where you use to define. You even have to define the material types for the MTs, and all that. So this is empty fields. We don't have a scenario for this, but you can just define the quantity, the name, the quantity or value. This is quantity. So we
So
need
who
a
normally,
scenario.
and is it material management that does this or sales distribution?
Well, the sales distribution will give them the information,
Oh, yeah, okay.
but the I because this has to do with material types,
Material
manage
type.
item categories. Yeah, is the because it's more of inventory is inventory based, so you have the guys working on this, but it's under billing. It's part of billing, so you
Mm.
also have to the SD would explain. For example, when we were doing that, the sales guy was the one explaining the process to us.
Ah, okay.
Yes, the sales guy was the one that told us there are two processes. Number one is you make payments to, let's say, for example, Nigerian breweries.
Mm-hmm.
Nigerian breweries will give you a trailer load of crates of, let's say, Star with the content inside. Actually, what you're paying for is for the content. You're not paying for the crates and for the bottles.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand how it works?
Yes. You
Yeah.
only
So
pay for
when
the contract.
yes, so when you let's say you collected 100 crates of content, when you are returning back, you're expected to return 100 crates of empties.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, but sometimes you don't you will not consume it all before returning. You won't finish selling all before, so you can return 50.
Mm-hmm.
They will send you another one. Remember, you're still owing 50. So the empties are just to track those kind of business scenarios where the inventory has two forms, the content and the empties. So that explanation comes from the SD, why the
Mm-hmm.
guys have to create the inventory types that can manage that process.
Okay.
But it's the sales guys that will do the billing. That's why it's still under billing.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. So we have different kinds of payment, how we're going to process payments. This would apply these payment terms or types of payments. Use a ATM card, what kind of card, Visa,
Debit
MasterCard,
card,
and the rest.
uh,
Yeah,
debit
yeah,
card, credit card.
yeah. Define card categories, payment card plans, and all that, and all that, and all that. Okay, so I think basically this is revenue accounting and reporting. This would be more for the finance. So basically, I think the finance most times once you have defined done the necessary definition, SC cannot even work without bringing the materials
Yeah.
or the products.
Yes, we always do the MM01, MM02,
Yeah, yeah,
MM01, MM02 to
yeah,
create
exactly.
uh,
Create the materials that you will sell.
yeah, material management. Yeah.
Yeah, so is very closely tied with SD.
Mm.
Okay, so let's go to very important data for both SD and FI, which is the vendor and customer business partners. We used to call them master data
Master
in the
data.
ECC side. But for now, SAP has the major change between ECC and S4HANA is the concept of business master data. So business partner master data. Now, business partner basically is an object that has a single entry point where you can maintain business partners, for customers and suppliers and other parties. Right. So before now, you did not need to. Once you do the basic configuration for customers and vendors, you're fine. But we need to do some more when it comes to SD in terms of the business partner configuration. So we're going to start, this process, right? But one thing to take note of this class is that please take note that the business partner is divided into, we call it the central view. The central view has three areas. Number one is the general data. So the business partner has, whether it's customer or vendor, has what we call the general data that carries general information about the customers. Remember, these are the three views of centralized business partner master data. The first is the general data. The second is the company code data. And the third is the sales area data, or the purchase organizational data.
Sales area data or sales organization data.
Yeah, sales organizational data or purchase organizational data. So that is what makes for a centralized business partner master data. So we're going to see, first of all, how to do the configuration for business partner, and we'll also see the architecture when we are done, and hopefully before the end of this class we'll learn how to create customers and vendors, and call it a day. So to begin the configuration for customer master data, still in SPRO, you go to let's see, financial accounting.
It's accounting people
AR, yeah, but you see, it's on the sales side.
Yeah.
If you go to SD, for example, where are you, SD? You go to SD, for example. If you go to master data, you see business partner, yeah, right?
Yes.
You see customer.
Yeah.
See, although they didn't give you guys the whole, what is here is basically assign account groups, partner determination hierarchies. Okay, very brief information. Let me see.
I think hierarchies are maybe.
Yeah, this is what we use there. The groups. Yeah, assign sales areas. It's already assigned. Okay. So it's not complete here, right? So where we do that is in the finance side for complete view.
Yes.
So for example, if you go to ARO, if you go to customer accounts, if you go to master data, now you can see that it has more options, more fields, right? You can see more fields here. So this is the right place to see everything. It's existing in sales, but it's not the complete view, right? So the first thing we are going to do here, remember the menu part is financial accounting, ARO and AP, customer accounts. We'll start with master data. Then we have preparation for creating customer master data. You see the plenty information here, right? Yeah. Wow. So we're good. So the transaction code. So the first thing we're going to look at is the create account group with screen layout for customers. Screen layout is, anytime you see the word screen layout, it means how the fields will interact.
Yeah.
How the display screen is what you use to display. So when you display customer master data, how will those fields what will be the mandatory and the optional fields?
I think you have to do it yourself also. Believe you.
Yes, you define it. Yes. So first things first, we'll go to define the screen. If you want to know the transaction code, right click. So the SD you need to do this is OBD2. The transaction code to create customer account with screen layout. OBD2. So we're going to execute this. So we have different account customer groups. We have one-time customer. We have local. So we're going to create ours. We're just going to create 2 account groups. So I would select just 2 here, or I can click on new entries, anyone I want. So our account group, please take note, customer account group for customer, the first group is IB. We're looking for local customer LC. IBLC. The meaning is IBTC
Local.
Yes, local customers. This is not a one-time customer. Now, this is why we call it screen layout. You see the 3 layers, the 3 fields: general data, company code data, and sales data. Yes. So these are the 3 fields that control this customer group. So if I go to general data, for example, double click, you're going to see address. So let's take, for example, address. You see that when we are creating customers, we would have the opportunity to put the address. But you see all these address options are optional.
Optional, yeah.
But if I come here and say street required, it means that you must provide the street name in the display screen. That's why they call it screen layout. In the place where you create a customer, you must provide the street, because in the screen layout, we have told the system that the street is a required entry. So required means that at the point of creating it at the end user side, they must provide that data that is required. But if we leave it at optional, then if it's not provided, the system will allow us to move on. So that's the essence of the screen layout, is to control how the documents will work. So everything is fine. Click on enter. Then the next one is IBFC. That's IBTC foreign mass. Go and enter. Then we have 2 customer groups, IBFC and IBLC. Then we save. Then we say this is business partner configuration. So in your interview, part of what you did as per configuration is that you configured, or you supported in the configuration of business, the preparations for customer master data and business partner master data, right? So it's part of what consultants do. So after you have done the account groups, these are other screen layouts. This is for company code as per activity. So it's still the same screen, not so necessary. Here you can define accounting clerks, those who are going to be in charge of creating invoices or creating customer master data. So you can define who will be relevant to create that customer master data. That's accounting clerks. So note it down. Part of what you did, you also define accounting clerk. Define industries, the necessary industry. So let's say that the industry for IBTC is manufacturing. You can also define the industries. So you can ask you what is code did you use. You can say defining industry is OB44.
Yeah.
Then the next important thing is defining number range for customer accounts. So write this activity is also a very important activity, defining number range for customer accounts. So you click on it, go to intervals and check. So we have some number ranges already existing. We have the number ranges, but this one, okay, we have the XX, which is external. 01 is not external. I think we're going to be using the XX. Well, I'm going to check. Normally, we're supposed to have one as external. I guess it's this one we're going to be using. So all the number ranges are existing. So let's check. Assign number ranges to customer group. So we created 2 customer groups, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so the next thing is assigning the number range to the customer group. You can always check the T code, which is OBA arrow. So assign this. So if you go to, for example, our IBFC, so you see XX is already assigned, which is the external number range. So IBFC, nothing has been assigned, so we'll just say XX. So we'll assign the number range to the customer account group. The essence of assigning number range is that when we create the customer, it will use that number to track the customer master data. So we go back. Okay. So I think these are the basic things we need to do here. You can delete customer master data. You can change, you can request for change, you can check match codes. The match codes is to make sure that you don't have duplicated customer master data. So we can maintain match codes for customers. Let's see if anyone is there. So make repairs and foreign namespaces. So we already have these guys who check to make sure we don't have duplicated. This is the table name. Check that we don't have duplicated master data. Okay, so that's the first thing we do in the customer master data side once we assign. Okay, so I think the next thing we're going to do is to link the business, the customer master data we just created to the business partner master data. That's the difference between ECC and S4. In S4, once you do this, you're fine. You can go and start creating customers. But in S4, you have to do the linking between the hello?
In S4 in ECC, you have to do the linking.
In S4.
In S4?
Yes, you have to do the linking between business partner master data and the customer master data. So you can write that as part of the task you did. Part of your configuration was to do the linking between the business partner master data and the customer master data. So we can do that before we now learn how to create customers. So we will go to the transaction code is BUCF, but we'll go through the menu.
Sorry to cut you off. How do you do this linking?
It's what I want to do now.
Okay.
So you go to SPRO, go to cross application,
Yes.
we go to business partner.
Please, yeah. So can you check the technical
Name
code? Yes.
BC. Now, okay, well, let's get to the transaction. So we'll check the code, the particular transaction, we'll check the code. Just a minute, my
No, no
having
problem.
some delays in processing. Okay. So the next thing we do, we go to business partners, somewhere down here. SAP business partners. Now we want to define the number range. So we'll go to business partners again. We go to basic settings, and we will see number range and groupings. So the task here is to define the number range for the mapping of business partners and customer master data. The transaction code for that mapping is BUCF.
BUCF.
The technical name is BUCF. The mapping of business partner and customer master data.
Okay.
So your interview, if you explain some of these processes to them, they will surely know that you have done a project, because these are the core activities that is expected of the SD person. So I would execute it, check if there are intervals. So there are intervals. I think we're using 0, 1 as the standard interval, which is from SAP. So it's already there, it's already existing. Okay, I think the next thing we are going to do is to define the number assignment for BP grouping. Let me see. Okay, so we can say define groupings with assignment number ranges. Our grouping is we weren't able to do this. Let's check if we have a grouping here. Okay. Okay, so we have to do the grouping down, or use the standard. So let me see if we can add as. So we can add new entries. Or let me just copy from the standard. So let me just copy this. Copy. So our grouping for number range, we can use IBTC, internal number range assignment. The number range is 0, 1. Click on enter and save. So we have defined the grouping and assigned the number ranges to the grouping.
Okay.
So we save this. Okay. So the next thing we're going to do is to define number range for number assignment for the BP to the customer master data. So remember, the first thing we did was to define the number range for the linking. The second thing we did was to define the groupings and assign the number range. The third thing we're going to do now is to define number assignment for BP and customer. I think I'll check the T code as we move on, but we need to go back. So it's cross application component master data synchronization. So this is synchronizing the business partner with the customer master data. Master data synchronization. We go to customer and vendor integration. We go to business partner settings. We go to settings for customer now. Settings for customer integration. So you see, this is the integration of BP and customer data.
Mm-hmm.
Then the next thing we do is field assignment for customers for customer integration. Then we have assign keys. Then this is where we define number assignment for BP to customer. So this is business partner to customer master data. This is the integration, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why we call it integration. This is the integration between BP and customer. So you click on the define number assignment. Then here we will look for our grouping. If you check here, our grouping was IBTC. It's not here yet. So what we can do, we can copy. So our grouping is IBTC. Now remember the account assignment we did, account group, which is the first account group.
Yeah, you see the local or the international?
The local.
Mm-hmm. The local is
IB what?
IBLC. IBLC.
IBLC.
Mm-hmm.
So we can say that we can use the same numbers. So the account group and customer master data will use the same numbers. We can use that for one-time customers, but different numbers we can just leave that. So just click on enter to validate this. Okay, so the next thing we need to do this grouping, assign this grouping to we have one grouping. We can also assign this grouping to the foreign, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll also copy this IBCC to IBFC.
Yeah.
Click on enter. Oh, okay. So one grouping for one. So the IBTC we created would be for the local customers. So what we would have done is that in the grouping, we would have defined IBLC and IBFC
Okay.
for each of them.
Mm-hmm.
But let's just take this. Let's just focus on the local customers. So click on enter and save. So we have done the integration between the business partner and the account group. So let's go back and let's do that of the foreign customers. So we have business partner, basic settings, define grouping. So we're going to create a new grouping. We're going to call it IBFC. No number assignment is fine. Save. So we're going to go back to the assignment. Look for IBFC. It's not there, so we can copy or create new. IBFC. Then this will be IBFC, right?
Yes.
So we're linking the grouping and the account group. Click on enter and save. So we have successfully linked the business partner to the account group. Right. So we can also look at the field groupings. The field groupings is how the fields will work. So let's see the required fields and the non-required fields. So for for you guys, just take note that when an end user is having a problem and there is something wrong with the fields. Let's say the person wants to post something, but he realized that he doesn't have access to that field. Always know that, or he wants to post something and the system is telling him that this field is required. Always know that there is a setting in the configuration side that controls how the field works.
Yeah.
In customer, we saw it as the screen layout.
Yeah.
Right. In business partner, we call it the field groupings. So let's see how the fields are grouped. Session, business partner, basic settings. We see field groupings. You see now field groupings for clients, for business partner role, per activity, per business partner type. So let's see for client. So you see that you see, for example, business partner, for example, you're going to see required. So you're seeing hide. Are you seeing it?
Mm-hmm.
So let's say, for example, for address for business partner. So you see the options hide, required. See the
Option.
required fields here.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, these ones that
And
are
the component
optional entry. Yes,
district.
these ones that are, yeah, they are the very necessary ones from SAP. But non-specific means that we are free to use. They are not. We are not using any of these options.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So this is so when you open a typical screen, anytime you open a screen, just know that there is a screen layout at the back that controls how that screen works.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay, so we are actually, this is the last phase. We are not doing anything here, just to check. So we are done with creating the configuration for master data. We will rush through with vendors. It's basically the same configuration steps. So I'm just going to rush through that. Then we will end this class by creating a customer and a vendor master data. So let me rush through this. So it's the same step, ARAP, SPRO. Where is my finance? I have a lot of fields opened, so I think I need to close some fields. Okay, this is sales and distribution now. Let me close some of these fields. Okay, so I can see road. So this is financial accounting, ARAP. So we are done with customers. Okay, I think we still have one thing to look at. That is layouts. Okay, so let me go to the customer master data preparations. We are supposed to have something about the okay, I think that will be in business transactions. Let me check. Okay, incoming payments, incoming invoices. Okay, we're looking at okay, incoming payments. I agree. Incoming payments global setting. So here we can see how to do discounts, how to set up discount for customers and all that. We'll come back to this much later. So let's look at the vendors and set up the vendors. Then we will look at some other transactions as we move on. So go to financial accounting, AR and AP, vendor accounts, master data preparations. Then we'll define screen layout for vendors, just the same way we did for customers. For vendors, we'll have this is right for me for vendors, IBLF, local vendors, IBLF is for local vendors.
Mm-hmm.
IBFV is for foreign vendors. We have 2 vendors. Please take note of them. So once we are done with creating I'm not going to waste all the time. I'm just going to go straight to defining number ranges for vendors. I'll see an interval. We're supposed to have an external number range for this. We're supposed to have an external number range. Okay. Let me see how this works. I have an external number range. I think the number range is supposed to be 0, 1, but it is not here, this one. Okay, so let's see what the system set by default. So when you check for the number range, you assign number range to vendor accounts. So let's look for the IBLF LV. Okay, so they gave us 0, 2. We have XX. We'll use XX.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
XS is not there. Somebody has actually removed it. So somebody has removed it. It's supposed to be XX, but let's see if it would work. Somebody has removed it. Not my business. Even 0, 1 is not there. Okay, so let's check. The next thing after assigning the number ranges, you go to the integration between BP and vendors. Still the same step. Go to business partners. So you go to cross application component. You go to master data synchronization. Okay, no, go to business partners. Go to business partners. So define number ranges. I think we have. This is for vendors. So I am thinking. Let me check. Define number ranges. Do we have 0, 2? We all have 0, 1. We all have 0, 1. Define groupings for define groupings. So we're going to create 2 groupings. I'm going to have 2 groupings. So one is IBLF, Abi.
IBLC.
No, LF is
That's
for
vendor.
vendors.
Vendor is IBLLV.
LV.
FV is for foreign.
No, FV, not FB. No. Oh, you wrote
Oh,
IBLF.
FV. Oh,
It's
FV.
IBFV.
Okay, let me delete this. Save. Go back again. So define the grouping. IB for FV.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then I'm going to do the integration. I'll go to synchronization. Go to vendor master data integration. So I can define this for customers. So I can go to attributes, go to okay. This is this customer integration. So vendor integration, fields assignments, assign keys, define assignment brief for vendors. So we don't have any here. So I'm going to select or create new. What's our group? IBFV.
Group for which one?
Foreign vendors.
ITC. Oh, for the foreign one, yeah, IBFV, yeah.
Then I'm going to create another one for IBLF. IBLV. IBLV. So we are mapping the grouping in the customer master data in the business partner to the group in the customer master data.
Yeah.
Click on enter and save. So we have finished the configuration for customer business partner for SAP S/4HANA. So this, when we are done, we'll now go to the we'll now let the end users or the business owners or the super users. So what we're doing next is to test the configuration we just had. Remember, I told you the first level of testing happens in the which phase?
I think you realize.
So we have realized, we have designed, we have configured. So we are going to meet people like Esther. Esther is basically one of the key users, and we'll tell her, look, we are done with configuration for business partners. Come, let's test it. So Esther will be around. We will now say the transaction code to do business partners is
CD01
BP.
BP. Okay.
LF01. All those things have been scrapped.
It has been scrapped.
Yes. So we don't have, for example, let's try it. So if you go to accounting, go to financial accounting, go to ARO, go to master data, FD01, right?
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. FD01 is still there.
FD01 is there, but it's not working.
It's not working.
It will refer you. It has been scrapped. This is referring to business partner.
Okay. So vendor now is business partner.
Yes, we don't have anything like vendor in S/4HANA. We don't have anything like customer. We don't have customer master data. We don't have vendor master data. We have business partner master data. So those are some changes. Yes. You get.
But these numbers are still existing in the old ECC.
Are you seeing what they wrote down? Are you seeing what they wrote down there?
Yeah, I'm seeing business partner created as.
No, down.
So redirecting to transaction BP as transaction. Everyone is obsolete. Yeah. Okay.
It's obsolete. So the transaction code we use to create both customer and vendor master data is BP, which is called business partner. We go to BP. So when we get to BP, you have the option whether you want to create this business partner as a person, an organization, or a group. So we're creating as an organization.
Yeah.
So you go to organization. So when you click on organization, it means that our configuration was okay. Title. So we want to create so the super user or the process owner, we want to do a sample data. So let's say the name of this our data is IBTC testing. Customer. Search term IBTC. We're trying to create a customer account. So what we're trying to do is that part of the job of the SD team in project is to get information about the about the customer master data for the customer. So you're going to ask them, how many customers do you have? What are the groupings? What's their address, their phone number, all those basic things.
So with this
Because
data now, they will be migrated, and the system of the super user have to create this customer on the system again one by one, or they use. I think they have this kind of group creation or something like that.
yeah, the first what we're doing is testing, right? In testing,
Yeah.
you will do it one by one.
Mm-hmm.
When we're done with testing and everything is fine, we will now do data migration.
Ah, okay.
Where migrate all
migrate
the
it.
business partners. Yes.
Okay.
We'll be creating one by one. It will take a lot of time.
Yeah.
But testing, you do one by one, end to end.
Mm-hmm.
So we have the house number, we have the zip code, we have the country. It can be any country, right? Any customer can come from any country.
Mm-hmm.
Mustn't be US.
And so street,
So we have
we put 30. I think you have to put street and put 30 in the next up.
street or number.
Street and number, I think, is the meaning of that.
It's
Okay. Okay.
So but if you have, like I said, if your business requirement says put number, you put.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're done with the address information, remember I put the language. If you don't put language, it might not allow you to save it.
Mm-hmm.
So let me remove language, for example, and see. So if I go to the next one, okay, it allowed me because it's not a required field.
Mm-hmm.
If it's a required field, it won't allow me to pass. So go to address overview. So we can overview what we just added as the address. Go to identification. Here you can, the organization that you're creating as a customer, you can, put the industry, put the legal form, legal entity, all those basic information. So let's say this is oil and gas. This is the industry of this business customer. You go to control. Here you can put the business partner type, the authorization group, and every other thing. Here you can attach correspondences. Payment transaction. Here you can also maintain the bank master data of the customer in case you want to refund money back to the customer. In our next class, we're going to be looking at the bank master data. I hope it will allow us because we need the Fiori to complete the bank master data transaction. So here you can enter the bank information of the customer. Status. Here you can block this customer. You can lock this customer. Or you can also, so in real life, right? When someone creates the customer master data, it will not be released, it will be blocked because it will go for approval probably to another person. So when you create the customer master data, automatically it will be blocked until the person who is authorized to approves it.
Yeah, maybe they will do due diligence check on the customer before they release.
Additional text, you can put more information about this customer, technical identification, just for checks. Then when you're done with creating what we call the business partner, general information, like I told you, we have how many views? We have 3 views, right?
Yes.
Which one, which and which?
The business partners. We have a general
data,
general company data code and the sales data.
This area.
Sales
So
code.
here now we are, yes, here now we are the general data. So we are done with the general data. When you're done with the general data, you save. So it will try to save and take you to the next data you need to work on. So it's checking our configuration So you see now it has given us a number, right?
184.
So yes, this has confirmed that our configuration for for business partner and linking the business partner to the customer master data was successful. So the next thing we are going to do is to go to the company code data. To go to the company code data, we need to extend this general data. So you come here. Okay, no, when you're done, click on edit. When it's saved, you have to edit. The essence of editing is for you to extend this general data to the company code data. So when you click on the edit, you click the drop down, you see company code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or
Yes.
we can look for finance customer. Normally we have, okay, so you see supplier financial accounting. So we have customer financial accounting.
Mm-hmm.
So this is like our own company code. So what are we doing here? We are done with the general data. The next department that will do work on this customer master data is finance.
Yeah.
After finance, it will move to SD, which is the sales side.
Yes.
Remember, the finance is in charge of company code.
Mm-hmm.
So once you are done creating the general data, which will be done by maybe somebody in the master data team, once he saves it, it will move to another person which is in the finance department to do the finance data. So you select customer financial accounting. You see the fields will increase. Then you have this option here called company code. So you click on company code, then put the company code for this customer you're creating. The company code is IBTC.
Mm-hmm.
Then click on enter so that this page. So once you click on enter, you see that these fields are now active. The first thing it will ask you to provide is the reconciliation account. Now, this is the integration between master data. This is why this field is only for the finance people, because they know the reconciliation account that will integrate this business partner to finance. So this is the integration point between business partner to finance. So let's look if we have a reconciliation. We don't have any reconciliation account, so we need to create one. How do I create a new account or a new ledger? What transaction code do I use? The most popular transaction code in finance.
FS00.
FS00. So we'll go to FS00. We'll create accounts payable and accounts receivable. These are very, very important accounts. So, so for the assets, account receivable would go to our assets, and our asset starts from 1,000. So I will put it under 1601. We have extended our time, but let's just finish this. Okay, so I'll do 1602. Okay, click on create. The account type is balance sheet. The account group is for, but we don't have, okay, liquid funds accounts. Reconciliation account. Okay, I think it's reconciliation account we're supposed to create. Yes. So we'll call it reconciliation account ready for input. Okay, so it's from 7,000. Okay, so we'll go back. So change it to 7,000 and create it again. Balance sheet. So this is a reconciliation account. Now for the finance team, the reconciliation account basically is a clearing account, right? So at the end of the financial year, you need to move the accounts payable and accounts receivable to the next financial period. So we call it, that's why we call it a reconciliation account. So we have accounts payable. Accounts payable. We have control data. Of course, it's always in the local currency. So you come here, reconciliation account type. This is for vendors. Sort key. Go to bank and interest. Look for reconciliation account or any account that fits the description. So reconciliation account. Select here reconciliation account ready for input. Then click on save. Reconciliation account, okay. So it's telling me to go and remove it from, okay, this is not supposed to be, it can be in any other currency. So we have created our accounts payable. Next thing we are going to create is the accounts receivable. So come here, balance sheet, reconciliation account. So we have control data, customers, 02, conciliation accounts, ready for input, enter and save. So we have created accounts receivables and accounts payable that will represent our GL accounts that will be carrying forward balances to the next financial year and that will be sitting for reconciliation. So come here again, go to reconciliation account. So this is the job for finance. We have not gotten to the job for SD. So select the receivables account we created. So here you can also find the sort key for this customer. You can put the interest indicator, a lot of other options. You can put the personnel number and all that. You go to customer payment transactions. You can also select a payment term for this particular customer. Payment immediately net due. We can select the tolerance group as we created. We can select a payment method, a house bank, and all that. We're going to do these configurations in the next class. Payment terms, payment methods, then do our banking configuration. Customer correspondence, can do dunning, the accounting clerk. Remember I told us the accounting clerk will be in charge of these transactions. If there's any insurance, policy number, you can put that. Customer status, you can block this customer from the customer master data side, and you can delete this customer. If this customer is subject to withholding tax, you can also impute the withholding tax information. So at this point, we are done with the finance side. So the finance guy is going to save this information. If there's any error, he will fix the error. So if he's successful also, it means that we have passed the second test. So it was successful, changes have been made. The last thing to make it complete is the SD. So you go to edit, come to display in BP row, look for okay, let me see. Okay, just a minute. General data. Okay, company code data. Okay, I think I will do, let me see the relationships. This will be CRM. This is more of CRM. Okay. Think let me save this again. Let me edit this. Okay. So my bad, I was supposed to edit. So when you edit, you see that the the field will be displayed. So I will check for sales area. So you can see this is maintained. So let's look for the sales. Where is my sales? What do we use now?
It says, oh, I saw something close to customer.
No. These are optional, though, but there is something we're supposed to use. Sales data. It's credit management. So to party. So you see supplier, I'm supposed to see, okay, there's
supplier is like
let's check customer.
Customer,
Yes. Let's check customer. Something about sales data. Consumer. Okay, let's check this. Okay, in customer, we're not seeing. Yeah, we're not seeing anything about the sales data. Let me see. Okay, let's look at it here. So you're right.
Sales distribution.
So once you select customer, please note down. After the finance, you go to edit and extend it to customer. Once you extend it to customer, the sales and distribution tab becomes active. So you click on sales and distribution, it will open its own field, right? So what was the sales organization? What was it? So you see all those things we did in configuration. So what's the sales organization?
The sales organization is IBTC.
IBTC.
Distribution channel is ROI or R1.
R1.
The division is IB.
IB. Thank you for that. Okay, so you see, we are now extending to SD. So the SD consultant will do this. Do you understand now? Because the FI guy doesn't have all these details. Yes. So the first thing we are working on sales is for the orders. So we will go to, it's asking for a pricing group, which is a required entry. We can have bulk buyer, wholesalers, different
retailer and customer.
Yes. So we can set 01 as the pricing group. The next field is sales district. I hope we created a sales district.
Let me see.
We did not.
No.
So we'll just select northern region. Yes. We created a sales office, right?
Sales office, yes. As IBTC.
IBTC. Did we create a sales group?
Yes, IBT.
Yes.
I think it's IBTC also. Oh, it's IBTC.
Yeah, so these are the very important config. Check the currency for this customer. Check the exchange rate type. So these are the probability that the customer will attend to this order. You can also reflect it here. So when we're done with orders, you go to shipping. So how are you going to be delivering this? What's the delivery priority? Is high.
Okay.
The delivering plant. I think we have IBTC.
I think we did per year again. Exactly.
IBTC.
Other combination is okay.
Yeah, it's what we are using. Shipping. Shipping conditions, standard. Point of delivery, not relevant. So this is talking about delivery, whether it's completed and all that, not relevant. Billing.
on the delivery, I think if they accept maybe if the goods is not complete, they can do
Yes.
part delivery. Maybe
Yes.
that week to the next week here, they deliver the remaining 3.
Yes. So here we have the this will be subject to invoice procedure, so it will get to the point of generating invoices.
Yeah, Incoterms.
Yeah, international shipping terms.
Incoterms, yeah.
So we can say that this is free. It's free on board.
Yeah, free on board. What do you call it? Free on board or what?
Free on board. Yeah, we're not paying any fees
Exactly.
for boarding this. Payment terms for this customer that will apply to this customer is pay immediately. Credit. Remember the credit control area we did when we're doing enterprise structure. You see, it's IBTC. Yeah, so we can apply that. Now, this is the integration point between FI and SD. You see accounting here. That means that this is another integration point between FI and SD. So this is for domestic. This is a domestic customer. Then we are supposed to provide the VAT, the tax, all the taxes for this. Yes. Let's see if we have. Yeah. Let's see. This is for the US, but we have not assigned it to our accompanying code. So we'll say it's exempted.
Tax.
They're all exempted from tax. So this is exempted from tax. This is also city tax is also, so this is the most relevant one. So it's exempted from tax. Partner functions. So partner functions has been assigned.
B2P.
Yes. So to party, bill to party, payer, ship to party. Yeah.
Sometimes it can vary.
Yes. Sometimes it can be another supplier, another customer. Yes, might be different.
Drop shipment direct.
Exactly. We'll look at the partner functions in our next configuration and see how we can do that. Additional data for sales. You have sales group status. This will apply to all sales area. If you want to block this sales order, so you can block sales order, can block delivery, block billing, and all that. So you can put the sales area that is blocked. Can block based on all these criteria. Customer text, the language you can say EN. Then documents, you can attach some documents here, maybe proof of way bill and all that. Transport data, like I said. Remember the transport data I told you is for the TM. So the transport management consultant will provide these transport data. So we have successfully created the complete. So we have written here for billing. Billing is
you have to put
tax. Yes, tax classification. Let's go up. Where is that? Where is my tax classification? This should be it. So it's asking for.
This is the rest too.
Sometimes it's 2. Let me see if it will accept this. It does not exist. We need to set up our own tax. We need to define our own tax, import and output and input tax. Let me use 2 here. It's like he's saying that this customer is taxable. Let me see if this will be done. Classification is required. There's something here that is not here.
Wait, let's see. Maybe you have to go up completely.
Well, this is all fine.
Which tax level?
It's a required field. I think it has to do with this guy.
Maybe you have to put all of them taxable.
Yeah, I think it's something around here. This it doesn't exist in our company code.
Mm-hmm.
We have not tied it to our
And
company code. Let me.
okay, and it's compulsory. Yeah.
Yes, it's compulsory.
So it won't be.
No, we won't do the SD side
Mm.
until we do the tax area. Let me. So you see that. So for us to complete this, we need to do configuration for tax. So we will not finish. So this is basically what you do at the SD side, but unfortunately it won't allow us to save because of tax classification. Right. So let me check if everything here is fine. So it's the issue is in the billing, and the issue is here, somewhere around here. So if we had a task, if we had defined our taxes, we would have just selected them here, and that would have tax classification. Okay, so that's tax category. So this is the field.
Mm-hmm.
So you want us to provide
Yeah.
taxes for all this. Now, US need they carry tax play,
Maybe if
even
we
for SAP, even for SAP.
but these are is not developed.
And I think this customer is a taxable customer.
Yeah.
So
They can be very stubborn sometimes. You will do and do and do, it's not going. You just sometimes frustrated there and yeah, banned it from.
but I know why I mean it's a normal thing, sha.
Yeah.
You need to set up your tax field, but it won't go. This tax is not assigned to our company code.
Mm.
All right, so we'll end here.
It's very interesting. It refreshed my
Yeah.
head again from SAP.
So the only part of this business partner that didn't save is the
Mhm.
part for SD.
Yeah.
So imagine that SD. So you see why we need to do testing in a project.
Yeah.
So the SD person would have tested it and he will now come up with this error.
Yeah.
So if you double click on this, let me see what the error is again and show you how you can also read errors. So if I double click on this, it will tell me we need to maintain the tax values, right? So
F5.
yes, it's FI, not this. So you as the SD consultant, what do? You now send this error message to the FI guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling that you have tried to do the test, but we have some issues with tax. So you can't save. So we have already saved the last two, so we won't be able to save this, fortunately. But yes,
We'll come back to
so
work on
we
it.
can we can come back, but we have already created one.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. So we can. Sorry, let me search. Let me go to BP. So remember what we used as the search term. So if you want to search for an existing customer, you can use the customer name. What did we use? IBTC.
IBTC. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's telling us that no name like that. Okay. We can use search term. So the search term I used was IBTC. So you can see it, right? Can you
Yes.
see the customer? So if
Yes.
I double click on it, it will take me back to show me that I've done with the general data, I've done with the finance data, but what is left is the SD. So it's not like so when we fix the tax, the SD guy will come back again and finish the work. Right?
Yes.
All right. So this is the end of this session. So by by God's grace, when we meet again, which will most likely be early in the next year, we will look at, first of all, we'll look at the business partners, we'll look at tax, then we'll move into some other transactions. Since we have created customers and we can create vendors, we will now have to do we'll now come to Esther's area where we'll now have to create customer invoices. We'll now do something around business transactions with customer accounts. We'll do invoice, we'll do payment, we'll do clearing, we'll just do typically transactions. Then we'll take it to the next phase. So thank you very much. I hope today's class was helpful.
Yeah, it was really nice. I enjoyed it.
Esther, are you there?
Yeah.
So
Full of many things that some of them said, I don't know where they came from, but the aspect of user where actually concerns me, I can say I gained something from there.
Yeah. You will. By the time we enter more transactions on the vendor and customer side, then you will have a very clear picture of how this works, on a real life project. Right. So that's the idea. The idea is to expose us. When they ask you, do you know how to? Well, in fact, the question is, have you used SAP before? Yes. So when it comes to your area, try as much as possible to pick the key information. Things like the transaction code, the process of entering the transactions. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Yes, just always pick the basic things that you can learn from that process, so that when you're also discussing it, there will be this very good conviction. And after the class, I'll send you some videos. I've showed you access to my YouTube channel. In fact, the YouTube will be more helpful to you because I have a lot of end-to-end transactions there that you can use to do your work. So have you subscribed? If you have subscribed, you can see videos on, you can see user videos. You can see
Okay.
things like, yes, let me show
Finance
you one, I
config.
think. Yes, even transporting, how to transport from different. Okay, so you see here, create general ledger,
General ledger.
create bank master data, create customer and vendor beginning balance. You know, so these are things that cash journal, recording transaction, holding a document, packing a document, reset, all these things, post journal entries. All these things are things you need to. Esther, you need to finish this whole thing. All right, so take your time, go to these videos one after the other. Like I said, it because because the thing with SAP is that the opportunity can just come anytime, and you need to be prepared. Just sit back and just do this session. So, thank you guys for your time, and I'll communicate with you the next time we're going to have our next session, and let's have a beautiful holidays coming. And remember to keep reading, keep studying. Very, very you keep. It's very, very important you keep studying so that you would keep yourself very sharp, and and you need to also launch out into the market. The year is coming to an end, and the demand would be very high at this time. And please don't wait for classes. Read. If you go through the videos, you have any questions, always, or in fact, this time we're not having trainings. Please go through the videos from day one, especially patients
Mm-hmm.
from day one, from projects. Go through those videos again
Mm-hmm.
and again and again.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important. Then this configuration, so that when you appear in interviews, you have a lot of information at your disposal.
Yeah.
Uh, you can always, you're a very confident person, so you can always. The thing is when you don't have things to say, then it looks like you don't know it. But you're the kind of person that once you're exposed, you can boldly speak these things.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, you have that force. So that's the essence of this class, to remind you, to expose you, so that when you go out there, you speak with confidence. Esther is a very fast learner. I'm sure that by the time she's done, and by the time we have gone through, she goes through all these videos. I used to have a lot of requests for use. In fact, there was a time this lady was looking for somebody who could for a super user, somebody in finance that would handle either AP or GL, you know, so, and they were willing to pay up to 350 or maybe 400 or so. So this
You just
opportunity,
said something now that made me want to even ask a question. Is it that they
yes.
usually employ for like a particular session? It's not like they just give you the software and say, "Oh yeah, do everything." You just
No,
be like a specialist in one area.
yeah. The thing is, if you're not a consultant, then you're a super user. So you can specialize in AP, GL, ARO. Do you understand? Like,
Okay.
yeah. But the skill that is in high in demand is AP.
Okay.
AP is very, very important because ARO somehow is linked to SD.
Okay.
You don't
And if
know
you are a
ARO.
specialist in AP, you also have to know
Yes.
all these vendors, all those the areas that we're
Yes,
talking
of
about.
course. Uh-huh.
Because it's
That's
vendor
understand.
that you're dealing with now, they're the one paying into and into the company's account.
Yeah. If you're a specialist in APA,
Mm,
MM handles the transactions part. They handle the PO, PRO, GRO, GRN, all those procure to pay process. Where
okay.
the focus of AP is in payments, vendor reconciliation,
Okay.
automatic payment program.
Okay.
You understand? So
Yes.
these are very, very, because no every company takes their AP process very seriously. They don't want a vendor to come and say you're owing me 1 billion.
Mm,
In fact, when I started my career, I started as an AP specialist.
okay.
So that's why you need to take the first phase. The exposure I've taken you through today is on the business partner for AP. So when
Mm,
we resume classes, we're going to now look at the second thing will be how to create vendor business partner. The one we did today was for customers. Learn
yeah.
how to create master data is one of the requirements. You will learn how to assign the banks to vendor master data.
Okay.
So all these things are in fact, the first opportunity I had with LNG was for a vendor, was
Account
an
payable.
AP person, accounts
Okay.
payable, that had also some experience with bank reconciliation.
Okay, so it's not like they are just going to give you the software and say you are a general, whatever, whatever.
So
There are
people who do
areas of
that,
specialization.
people who do that are consultants.
Okay, okay. Because they
Yeah,
need to
for
be really
example,
vast in this.
exactly. The
Okay,
consultant knows virtually the back for all these things and the end user side.
okay. Because when
So
the
they will
end
just
users
give you this.
have problems, they fall back to those consultants.
Yeah, they fall back to you, the super user. Then from you, if you can't fix it, you now go to the consultant. So that's how it works.
Okay, we'll try, and God will help us.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so
All
much.
right, thank you guys.
Thank you.
Yeah,
So,
have a nice
okay,
day. Don't
have
worry,
a
I'll look out for you. I would send when we're done. You package your CV. Part of this session is also to just a minute. Let me stop this recording.